Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are stopping by for the first time, my name is Oluwajoba, and if this is not your first time, thank you so much for sticking with me and coming back to my video. Alright, so today's video is a story time video. So this story is one very hot one. I don't know, a few weeks ago I was just thinking about my experiences and what I can just come here and talk about, and I remember, oh, there was one time that they almost scammed your girl. Like, I almost got scammed, kidnapped. If you want to know how this happened, then definitely keep watching. Okay, so this happened in, I think, 2012. Yeah, 2012, because my mom was still alive, so definitely 2012. So for those that don't know, I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and I used to stay. So in Lagos, we have something that we call the mainland and the island. So I used to stay on the mainland, and then I had an interview on the island. So I went for the interview, I had the interview, and on my way back, so I was supposed to stop at a friend's office. Her name is Temi. She was working on the island at the time. So I was supposed to stop at her office just to say hi or something. We had, we wanted to meet. I can't remember what we wanted to do, but we were supposed to meet. And I wanted to take a cab to her office. Yeah? Okay, so where I schooled is in Ogun State, which is another state. From where I grew up. So in Ogun State, the way cab works, you can get a cab, not just you, like you can stop a cab and then you see like different people in the cab that you don't know, and everybody just pays their fine. Do you understand? So it's not like you hired or you booked a cab. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was more like our own way of public transport. Yeah, but in Lagos we had more of when it comes to cabs, we had more of private cabs like Uber, Taxify, and stuff like that. So in this case, I finished the interview and I got out and I saw this cab. I think it was because I actually forgot that it was a different scenario in Lagos. Do you understand? Like it didn't just dawn on me. Oh my god. So I stopped this cab and I saw I think three people inside the car, one person in front and two people at the back, and which is a normal thing from Ogun State where I schooled. So I stopped this cab and I sat at the back. So usually back then I use my earpiece a lot. So this was a situation on this day. I just had my earpiece on and started blasting music, and immediately the cab stopped. I just peeped through the window and I just told him where I wanted to alight from. Do you understand? So he was like, yeah, I should get in. So I just got in at the back. So we went a few stops and the person in front alighted from the bus. Yeah. Now immediately the guy, I can't remember if he was a guy or a girl, but immediately the person alighted from the car. I then decided, you know what? So the way, when you sit at the back, there are three people. So sometimes it feels cramped up for me. So I just thought, you know what, let me just use the opportunity and move to the front of the cab. So I got down, moved to the front of the front seat, and then the other two people were at the back, and then I was in front. And so the cab continued, and I was like, okay, I wasn't even like paying so much attention. I was busy with my phone, because when I take buses or cabs, I just like to be on my own, no trouble, no, even till now I'll just be looking out for my bus stop. So when this guy got down, immediately the guy got down and the cab moved a bit forward, just a few meters forward, and then I think it was a lady at the back, or the guy, no, there were two guys. The driver was a guy, then two guys at the back, then me. I was the only lady. So, Jesus Christ. Thinking of it now, guys, we had not even gone more than one or two stops. One of the guys in the car then said he wanted to pay for his cab. So usually as you're going, you then like submit, like tender your money, kind of. So, and then the cabman then tapped me and said my money. So I removed my earpiece, gave him the money, and then the guy at the back then gave him $1 note. And so he then said, oh my god. I was like, because I was still trying to adjust my earpiece, I could still hear what they were saying. Then driver said, oh my god. And I'm like, what's the matter? You are the one driving us, don't go and run us down. So he was like, that's this guy behind us, that he just gave me what's it called, a dollar bill instead of naira. And so they started like kind of arguing, not really arguing, but the driver was telling him that, Omo, I can't collect this dollar bill. You need to give me a local currency. You need to give me naira. So the guy was like, oh my god, that he's sorry, that he doesn't really know anyone to talk to, because this is all that he has, that he just came in from somewhere. He mentioned one, I don't know, neighboring country, that he just came in this morning, and he doesn't have any what's it called, he doesn't have any local currency with him, and that this is the only way he can pay. And the cabman was like, no, that he can't collect the foreign bill. Okay, so in between the heat and everything, I was like, okay, you know what, there's no need to argue. You said all you have is dollars. See me. He said yes. I said okay. My brother works in a bank. Let's go to the bank, and then they can change the dollar bills for you. I mean, it's not that difficult. And where I am going to is not far from my brother's office. So, it's a win-win for everyone. I think that was when I should have sensed that, something was, like, we should go to the bank. He was like, yes, that's no problem, but that the majority of the money is on the mainland, which was where I was coming from, on the mainland. So I was like, okay, well, me, I lied too, because it's you that have the problem. I was like, that should please pity him, that should imagine that I was also in a foreign country. Won't I need someone to help me and put me around? So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, hey, to your Lord, for God's sake, me, I'll be going to where I'm going to. I was like, okay, let me help him. That was it, guys. That was it. I would have just said I bought me, but that was it. So we started going. Of course, we passed where I was going, because where I was going was still on the island, but we were heading to the mainland now. And then we started going. I was like I wasn't sure where we were going to. I wasn't totally out of my mind, if you understand what I'm saying. I wasn't sure where I was going to, but I was conscious that we were moving. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. A lot of people say they don't know what was happening in the period of time, but I was very aware of what was going on. In fact, I remember, for those that know Lagos, Nigeria, we were going from Lekki, and then we got to Bega. Those are two really, really big extremes. So, but I remember that when we got from Ikeja Secretariat, for those, I have to explain this to understand Lagos. From Ikeja Secretariat to Bega, I remember that I was thinking, guy, if this guy doesn't stop, because I thought we were going outside Lagos. Do you understand? So I was thinking, if this guy doesn't stop, when you watch too much American movie, that if this guy doesn't stop at Bega, then I'm opening this door and I'm rolling off. I can't forget. Like, that was the thought I had in my mind, that, man, if this guy doesn't stop, I will open, the way they do all those Matrix movies. Now I'll just open the door and roll off. Luckily, we got to Bega, and then he made a bend into Bega. So I was like, okay, let's keep going then. So we kept going, and then we got to this house. For the life of me, I can't even remember where. I've never been to that place in my life. But it was still in Lagos, so we got to this house. So all the while, when we came down from the car, I was thinking, if any worst case scenario, I'll just take a bike. Worst case, I'll pay maybe 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira to my house. I'll just tell the bike, this is where I'm going to. I know where I'm going to. So I was really aware of what was going, but I just understand why I wanted to help this person. Do you understand? So we got into the house, we sat down. The guy was like, okay, that he wants to bring the, the bag. Hey, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, so I was just waiting and chilling. And note that at the time, I had just 5,000 naira in my account. 5,000 naira is like, I'll leave it on the screen, the euro equivalent and the dollar equivalent. But I had just like 5,000 naira in my account. So in my mind, I was like, even if you want to dupe me, say 5,000 naira is all you can get from me. Do you get? So he brought the bag, and they kind of brought the chemicals and everything. Then he brought out the paper from the bag, and then did the washing. They call it money washing. So you wash the money, and then the money changed into dollars. I think, yeah, it changed into dollars. And I was like, eh? Like, no, like, oh my God, see money. Like, tell me something. I was just looking. Like, okay. So when the money have changed, change everything, let's go back to the bank. That's what I was saying. Like, change everything, let's go back to the bank. The guy now said, that he's sorry, that he doesn't have enough chemical to wash the money. And how is that one my business again? It's you that needs the money. Wash the one you need and let's go to the bank. So the guy was like, that, but wait, oh, the driver now, so the guy now went inside to, I think, change or something so that we can go. And then the driver now said, that's, what's it called? Como. He tapped and was like, Como, why don't we join this driver? Why don't we join this guy? If we all put money together to buy the chemical, we will all be able to share this money. That look at this Ghana must go. Can you imagine how much how much dollars he's going to change by the time we are done? That is a good investment. Hey, I was like, you don't mean it. Hey. I was like, I'm not interested. Like, I remember saying, I'm not interested. I'm just here to help this guy. Once I help him, I'm out. I'm not interested. The guy was like, no, he was trying to persuade me, like, think of it. It's going to be good for us and all. I was like, I'm not interested. So from there, we put this thing in the car. I can't remember. We went somewhere else. I can't remember where we went to. We went somewhere else. And I was in the car, and then I can't remember what they want. Okay, I think one of them said they wanted to withdraw the money. They wanted to put money together to buy the chemical. And then I was in the car, and I don't know, I think I was praying in my spirit, and I was just like this. But I don't know why I still didn't come out of the car. Do you understand? That's the only part because I remember that as they were saying it, I was returning it. As they were saying it, I was, returning it to them. But I don't know why I didn't step out, because I know that if I just stepped out and took a bike, the bike would take me to my house. Do you get? But I still sat down. Let me just help this guy and be done with. I don't know whether it's my first to help somebody. Go to your house, you will not go. You say, don't, you want to help. Anyway. So the guys now came back and they were like, that can't I withdraw money? I said, I don't have money. In fact, I think at some point I said, the only money I have is 5K. And do you know the thing was that I was supposed to withdraw that money before taking that car. But I was like, no, I'm not going to withdraw that money. So I was like, that's all I have. The guy was like, okay, you know what, maybe you can come back tomorrow. I was like, in my mind, I was like, at that point, I was like, you know what, just let me go. In my mind, I was like, just let me go. So the guy was like, maybe you can come back tomorrow. I shouldn't tell anybody, that we can share the money. He was still trying to persuade, because I think that's what they do. They try to persuade you so much so that you will want to do it. Do you get? But ultimately, I think, apart from the grace of God here, I think the fact that I'm not a greedy person, I'm not someone that covets someone else's thing. Like, if I have a friend and the friend is doing fabulously well and I'm just, getting there or trying, I will be happy for that friend without even being envious or jealous of that friend. So I think that was one of the things that helped me, because I'm naturally not a greedy person. So I won't see that bill of money and be like, yeah, see money. God, when will my own feel? Let me do. No, I'm not that kind of person. So I think that was one of the things. Aside, majorly was the grace of God upon my life. But what's it called? Additionally, I think it's the fact that I'm not a greedy person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the guy was like, by the time you come tomorrow, and bring the money, we'll put the money together and buy more chemicals, and then we can just wash all this money, share it, amongst ourselves, and then you can go and change your money. It sounded like a good deal, but I was just not interested. So when I saw that, this guy does not want to change the money again, he started feeling like, okay, that way I'm really first scam me, do you get? And I just said, you know what, I'll come back tomorrow with the money. So they now dropped me at the bus stop. From there, I then took a bus to my house. But before I took the bus, right there and then in front of them, I remember calling my mom. God rest her soul. I remember calling my mom, and I just picked up my phone and I called my mom, and I'm like, hello, mommy. And she's like, Jobis, that's what she calls me. And she was like, but Winnie, we're just talking. And I said, mommy, Emma Sorrow, I was like, please, I need money. And she's like, because I rarely call to say I need money. Do you get? Except it is like really, really, and she knows that I'm not in school. So what can be very, and I already spoke with her this morning that I was going for an interview. Do you understand? So she was like, what's happening? I'm like, I just need money. Please, can you send me money? And she's like, Oluwajoba, what's happening? I said, Mommy, do you have money or not? And she's like, yes, that she does, that she will send. But she was not like, I hope they are not about to scam you. I'm like, Mommy, just send the money. She was like, okay. So I cut the call and I entered. So they left. I entered the bus and went home. So when I got home, I just went straight from the door, dropped my bag, and went straight to the kitchen. Now, I'm someone that does not take, I don't take things lightly. I don't take spiritual things lightly at all. So I just went to the kitchen. I don't know, I just felt like it was more of a spiritual thing. Fine, yeah. Even though they didn't, I wasn't scammed, or even though nothing was done to me, I just felt it was more of a spiritual thing. So I went to the kitchen. I took a glass of water and I knelt down in the middle of the kitchen and I just started speaking in tongues. I just started praying. I just started asking God for mercy. That was all I could do. I was just asking God for mercy, that whatever it is I might have done that day, I just started, calling God for mercy. I just started speaking, praying. I stayed there for like 30 minutes. And then I lifted up the cup of water and I said to God that, God, I turn this water into the blood of Jesus. That whatever it is, by touching, by affiliation, by whatever, that let the blood cleanse it. And I just took that one, and once I finished declaring, I drank the water. And I felt okay. That was it. And another thing they will tell you is, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. If you tell anyone, you will die. If you tell anyone, something will happen to you. And so I sat down and I was like, so all these things that happened to me today, I will not tell anybody. Later in the day, my sister-in-law came and we were really quite close. So when she was like, Joba, what's wrong with you? I was like, there's something I want to talk to you about. That. No, I think what I said was, I don't take spiritual things for granted, man. I remember her saying, because her dad her dad was a pastor, God rest his soul as well. So I was like, Anshe, please, can you help me book a session with your daddy? She didn't even ask me what happened. I just went to her. When she came back from work, I just went to her and said, Anshe, please, can you help me book a session with your dad? And she was like, when you left somebody in the morning and the person was okay, and then in the evening the person is saying, please, can you book a session? So she was like, what's happening? I was like, that this was what happened during the day. That even though they said I should not tell anybody, but I cannot but say it. And she was like, Oluwajoba, I've almost scammed you. That's the one that you are this thing. I said, because prior to that day, I had never ever, apparently it's a very, very common occurrence, but I had never ever heard of it. So when she was saying, that this is my own story itself is the most common of all the scamming stories. I said, She said, yes, so that which rubbish prayer, that I should not worry. I felt a bit relieved though, but I was happy that I had taken my own time to pray to God and just nullify and everything. I just thought maybe if there was someone else I respected in spiritual things prayed for me, then maybe that would double this thing. But and she was like, that shouldn't worry, that hope they didn't. I said, no, they didn't collect anything from me, that I shall explain everything that happened that day. She was like, Joba, small like this, that they formally welcomed me back or something to Lagos. I can't remember. And I was just looking like, really though, really. But I couldn't take away the fact that it was just God. See, as flimsy or as stupid as everything sounds, I could have been kidnapped. I could have been killed. And the worst part is that my phone died. So I couldn't even send a message to my friend that, okay, this situation, I can't come again. I couldn't send a message to my brother, nobody. I couldn't contact anybody. And I was like, God, thank you. Like, even till now when I think about it, I'm like, thank you. Some people might see it and say, it's one of those things, but I am indebted to God. Like, I am grateful. Anything could have happened. Let's even forget. In fact, I've heard stories of some people that when they get home, just like I got home, they would still not, they won't want to tell anyone about it. Yeah. And then they will still be in that bubble, and then the next day they would maybe steal their jewelry, take their jewelry, or steal people's jewelries at home, or take valuable things just to sell them to take that money to those people. So yeah, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't boring. Yeah, so that's the story of how I almost got scammed or kidnapped, depending on how you see it. But yeah, like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I just decided to do this video. I don't know if it's still something that is still happening in Nigeria. If anybody wants to take a cue from this, please don't be fooled. There's no overnight success. You have to work for your money. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Please like this video if you want more story time. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and share this video with everyone that you think should hear this story, or anyone who you think has gone through this, and so that they can leave their comment in the comment section below. If this has happened to you as well, let's meet in the comment section and have a good laugh. But most importantly, so that other people can learn from this, so that nobody falls victim of this one chance scam kidnapping thing anymore. Thank you so much once again, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Jesus loves you. Bye.